Hello again to the first a quick chat with Max, the first episode of this little series about the entertainment business. Okay, and today, as you saw during the last few days, I put some posts on in every single social media existed in the UK about the guest today. Is quite important guest to me. Okay, but guys, if you're watching us through Facebook, thank you very much. Click your like button here. If you're watching us through YouTube, thank you, welcome. Click the subscribe button here so you can receive the alerts about future live chat. And guys, we will have live chats quite a lot. Tomorrow there's one, next week there's another one, and next week. Follow me because there are plenty of guests join us during in the next few weeks. Okay, stop talking. Let's call my guest. I can see my guest is in the green room, our green room. Let's see. Here we go. Hello, Peter.
Hi, Max.
Ciao, Peter. Everything okay?
Everything's fine. Yeah. Good to see you.
Fantastic. Thank you. I know the weather is great, Peter. As you can see, I'm in Newport, Wales. But I guess the weather in London is good as well, I suppose.
27 degrees, clear sky.
That's brilliant. Peter Morris is the owner of the Soho Voices, one of the biggest voiceover agency in the UK. And also Peter has a few other companies. We will talk a little bit later about the company. Beautiful studios where you can
record.
So Soho. So that's cool. It's cool actually, and I show you some photos a little bit later about the studios and everything. Pete, I don't know if you know about the format of this little chat. This little format. During our friendly conversation, I will throw at you some photos taken from your profile, from your Facebook profile, from your Instagram profile, for LinkedIn, anything. And we will talk about it and have a laugh about it. But you guys, you're watching right now, you're very welcome to type your questions or just say hi to Peter. As I said, via Facebook or via YouTube. Your messages will arrive to my little chat box here, and I will upload them. And let's see what's happening with Peter. So, Peter, are you ready? So usually we start from the beginning. We start from the beginning. And actually, first of all, I want to ask you one thing. So how are you? Sorry, I didn't ask you. How are you? Are you coping? Everything
well.
Okay?
I'm very well. I've just had we just had a little family barbecue here at the because the day was so nice. So it's good. It's a nice day. It's a very nice day. I'm very happy.
Good. I'm happy to hear.
Pleased to be with you. I'm interested to see what photographs you've chosen.
Let's see, Peter. Let's see. You beginning and let me know. Look at this boy. Look at this one.
That's a long time ago.
How old are you in this photo? But not too long. But I can see you.
21, something like that. Early 20s. Yeah, maybe 20, 21. Yeah, I was a dancer. I was training in dance.
Exactly, because
I trained at
because Pete, you are
contemporary dance. I trained that at the
tell me. Sorry.
That was at the opening of the Scottish Gallery of Modern Art in Edinburgh in the International Festival. It was the actual opening of the gallery, so it was an international festival event as opposed to a festival fringe event, and I was representing mankind, believe it or not. And that is I was a very illustrious Francis Bacon painting, and I don't know who that very sort of elegant member of the aristocracy is there, but there were many members of the Scottish aristocracy at this event. And it was a great event. It was interesting to be a performer. It was a kind of the history of the earth in painting. many years ago.
That was a new thing. I didn't know about your beginning. Exactly, your beginning as a dancer. But
Yeah,
did you follow this the dancing for how many years? Did you were you
but
quite serious? But you were
nearly
quite serious. You were there.
nearly a decade. Nearly a decade. I had my career started in dance. Uh, I then started writing and performing as a dancer, and then I started writing music for dance, for ballet, contemporary dance, and in fact, I wrote two ballets for Rambert, Ballet Rambert, and many other dance companies. And then I started writing music in the 80s. I started to move from writing music for dance to writing dance music, and I was one of the beginnings of the British dance music scene in London, in the UK, in the late 80s, early 90s, and I signed a record deal. And I was signed to Guerrilla Records, putting out dance records, and it was a very interesting period to be, especially in London, club life and culture. It was a great time, and I was signed to a record company, and I signed to EMI Music, and then I had a new project, and I signed to Warner Brothers, and I built my first studio in Berwick Street, and then started writing music and film for TV.
Let's see now. Slow down, because we got photos. We got So we got Michael's here looking dapper. Yeah, glad you enjoyed the weather. Okay, very recognized you without your hat. Yeah, you exactly.
I did keep a hat. I did wear a hat for a very long time. Many hats.
Yeah, and also we got there you go. It's quite impressed. A dancer. It was a dancer. Yeah, you were telling me about these. You grew up as a dancer, and also let's see. I got a photo about you as my software today is playing up a little bit. There we go. Sorry about the connection.
Yeah, that's me.
As a DJ. There's another. Even that passion stayed for a long time.
Yeah, that was another decade or two, as involved in the as I said, the beginning of dance music in Britain. The beginning is what became house music, and I was a contemporary of bands like Left Field, who remixed some of our tracks, and bands like Underworld and Orbital. They were that period was the beginning of dance music in Britain. The Drum Club, and then Chemical Brothers. And it was great to play live, and that's actually a picture of me performing with my partner Mieko Shimizu.
Exactly, and then exactly. With her, then you will see some photos later about it. Then you started to, if I read properly, so you started to have a business, open a business with her, and until now, I guess. So I think your partner is still involved.
Yeah, we are partners. She's a co-director of our parent company that owns Soho Voices and trades as VoiceOver Soho, and some other production companies that we have. And we are very much still a partnership. And we've recently started a record company. Our parent company is called Street Furniture, and we've recently started a record company, and we've put out one of her albums as the first album that we've put out on the label. So still very much interested in music.
Yeah, you still got it. Not brilliant. And then you started to open a studio. Okie dokie. And I remember, because as you know, Peter Morris is my agent as well. So I am one of your creatures. Peter, you gave me a big push in the voiceover world. An hour ago, the best agencies for voiceover and Soho Voices appears one of the top agencies in, but not just in UK. So it's a very generic company, because we will see later your company, Soho Voices, or VoiceOver Soho, the studios, is one of the most well-equipped in the world. We're talking about the Dolby as well. You are one of the only one, the unique studios in the UK about this Dolby? Or it's one of the...
Well, I'll tell you a little bit of how it happened. But I had, as I said, I was a musician, and I built a studio, and then started writing music for film and TV, and then for commercials, and then started bringing in voiceover artists and working with them, and then doing the complete mix of music, sound design, voiceover artist, and mix for production. And then we started to, because I had a lot of talent that I knew, started to make reels for artists, for voiceover artist reels. Mm-hmm. And then we started to do a lot more voiceover work, studio work. And eventually I decided to start up an agency, because I was really running an agency. I was just giving jobs to people that I knew. And I decided to set up Soho Voices. And then that really, over 10 years ago, that really sort of set the course of the relationship between our studios, VoiceOver Soho, which we'd already established, and then the agency, Soho Voices. So VoiceOver Soho, I had started, I'd always been mixing myself, because I was a producer. And I was always interested in new developments in sound. So I decided to develop Dolby Atmos suite in our new studios when we built our studios here in 2016.
Yeah, that's some photos about the studios.
That's our Studio 2, which is one of our main studios. And maybe if you come on to that's Arneson One, named after my former partner Tater Arneson, who was with me for nearly a decade, but unfortunately passed away very, very young suddenly at the age of 33. But so that we called that Arneson One, and that's our main studio where the Dolby Atmos is. And we were lucky to become the first studio globally to have the new Dolby license, which is the Dolby Home Entertainment license. This is the studio here, yeah. Exactly. And we've just done our first feature film. In fact, we've just done our first couple of feature films, and we're looking to start mixing other feature films in there now, mainly for Netflix and online, as opposed to cinema. That's the direction I'm pushing it in, is to be more working on episodic series or features that are made for Dolby Atmos for platforms like Netflix. That's the idea anyway.
But for sure, one movie will come out shortly because I dubbed it. It was the Bollywood movie called The Queen. Queen remakes Paris. It's called. It hasn't come out yet because they have some issues with the censor in India.
I would see.
So, but it's coming out.
You have to be careful.
Yeah. Because remember, this movie is called. Sorry.
You have to be careful with your language. That's a joke.
Yeah. But there was one scene, but it's a very, very nice film. It's a family film, but there is one scene that for the Indian government says, no, this is 15, is not a family movie. So that's why it's delayed. But delaying that movie I was dubbing, I dubbed, stops the other 3 because they made 4 movies with the same story, but different directors, different actresses. It's very original, very, very original. But Paris is blocking the other 3 to come out. But anyway, with coronavirus. So now I'm sure we come out probably in December. But I mean, I hope so, because I want to watch the movie.
Well, the film.
Then I got more photos about studios. Tell me.
And I was just going to say that our first feature film, it will be out soon. It's called Tell Me I Love You, which is our first Hollywood feature that we've mixed at VoiceOver Soho, and that will be coming out in the summer. So not far away, July, I believe.
Fantastic. Well done, guys. These are more pictures about your beautiful studios.
Yeah,
guys, it's very, very nice. Honestly, it's a beautiful setting, beautiful, well decorated, well equipped, so friendly to work with. So I go, look at this now. This is also the it's not even a studio, but just we can sit and relax and wait for your gig.
That's this client seating area in Studio 2.
Exactly, and then you got a little garden as well.
Yeah, I'll have to update that picture because I've really been updating the garden now. It's one of the things I'm doing recently when we've had the lockdown. So that's really developed now. It's my one tiny passion of doing a little bit of gardening.
Gosh, don't tell me now. I do everything in the garden with quarantine. I'm an expert. Ask me, Peter. I'll tell you how to do things, weeding and stuff like that. I'm an expert. And this is the studio I've been to a few times, actually. This is the where I dubbed the movie.
Yeah, this is Arneson 1, as I said, named after Tata Arneson. And this is our flagship studio. And it's full Dolby Atmos. And as I said, it's the first studio in the world to have the new Dolby Home Entertainment license. So we're very proud of it. And it's a great space to work in.
It is, honestly, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And the speakers on the ceiling, on the beams, because with the effects, with the helicopter effects, and it's amazing. Honestly, it's such a great studio. So,
thank you.
Yeah. Oh, no, well done.
Well, that's
and
the
also,
idea.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's the idea of Dolby Atmos, is that it's immersive. So if a helicopter flies above your head, then you really hear it go above your head. Of a spaceship or a monster or anything, exactly. It'll happen above you or behind you. So it gives that a very more immersive feel. And now with a sound bar, you can do it at home. You can have the equivalent at home. Cinema.
Exactly. And you go also different agencies. You go also for young kids. You go even little Soho voices.
Yes, that's for young people between the age of 5 and 18. We had started to do a lot of kids animation, and we started to work with a lot of young actors, and so we decided to start a young people's agency, and Little Soho Voices seemed like the appropriate name. It's quite sweet, but it shows the relationship with the parent company, Soho Voices. And it's great working. I love working with kids, and I do a lot of kids. I do a lot of animation. I'm working on a couple of animated series at the moment, 52 episodes, and it's a lot of fun working with young people. Or sometimes adults play young people as well. Usually, quite often there are female actors that I work with, and they can act as children. I'm working with Lila Bergeron on a new series called Tangranimals, which is going to come out next year. And she she plays a young boy in it. But it's I love working on animation. It's you can have a lot of fun. I like to have a lot of fun when I'm working, and I really enjoy animated series. Because it can be really silly. That's mainly why I like it. The opportunity to be very silly. I think, am I the only person on the show now? Have I lost Max? I think, what else can I tell you about? The other side of what we do here is we have a casting company, which when we don't have actors that are we don't have we have over 400 actors at Soho Voices and over maybe 100 maybe about 50 at Little Soho Voices. So we have an international department, and then which has maybe over 40 different languages. And that's how I met Max, from the Italian department. Then we have one of the largest rosters of American voices in the UK, which we're very proud of, and it's lovely working with American actors. And some of our biggest jobs are in the States, which is really great. And then of course we have our UK voices are our key core voices, and we have lots of amazing actors now of all sorts of types of voices. We try to cover all of the not just the classic English voice, but all the regions of the UK, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, the northeast, the northwest, the southwest, the Midlands, all over Britain. Regional voices are now a massive part of what we do, and authenticity is now the watchword that I use all the time now. Is the no longer the received pronunciation of RP is expected anymore. It's now authentic voices, and that would include ethnicity as well, people from all British ethnic backgrounds. So we've really made an effort to encompass what the United Kingdom is. It's like and particularly in London, it's a slice of the whole world of people from every nationality. And we try to represent everyone.
What's happening?
It looks like that's me and a presenter, Kat Deely, who came to our studio in Berwick Street back in the days when I used to wear a hat all the time. Yeah,
here we go.
I
remember you.
We've had a lot of interesting actors in the studio.
Oh yes. I've got a few photos for you.
Right, that is he was in The Goonies, and he was in fact he was in a few
Stand By Me.
Stand By. He was in a few top 10. I forget his name off the top of my head. Do you know, Max?
Even me.
He was in about, at the time that his movie came out, he was a child actor, and he was in about 5 of the top 10 movies of that time with the various child parts that he played.
Wow.
Serene McKellen, of course, the great. Is that
No, it's not McKellen. It's Hart.
It's John Hart.
John Hurt.
Yes, John Hart. We've had
worked with McKellen.
Yeah, we've been working with Serene, and we've worked with a lot of the kind of famous bards: Serene McKellen, Patrick Stewart.
You did.
Many famous actors.
The series.
That's a guy who was in. He played. He was in Harry Potter. And
Harry Potter.
Yes, we recorded.
Exactly.
We recorded the when they opened Harry Potter World. We recorded the voices for walking around, and he was the guide for the. He played the evil, the young evil. What's his name again? Unfortunately, I'm not.
I've got nothing.
I'm not I was too old for
Harry Potter fan.
Harry Potter, but I've worked with Alex Felton. Felton, yeah, that's his name, I believe.
That's fine. We go voiceover Portugal. Says great to see Peter Morris around. So you are international. Okay, and okay. We are getting a little bit more. Do you know these guys?
Yeah. I know those guys. Yeah.
Okay. So now we got questions for you. Okay, we ask for questions and we go on question. Okay, so I don't know if you want to answer these ones from voiceover Portugal. Okay.
Well, we are an agency, and we represent actors, and this particular actor, we worked with Coca-Cola, and sometimes it takes a while for big corporations, especially big advertising companies, to pay for projects coming through. It's sometimes difficult when it's a big corporation that's paying us and we've not been paid by the company, especially when you've got over 400 actors, and it can take quite often with a big company, it can take a month after the end of the month that you've invoiced for that work. So sometimes it can take a while to for artists to get paid. But I personally, I love all the actors that I work with, and I always try and do everything I can to make sure that they get paid, because if they don't get paid, then we don't get paid. So
exactly.
Answer this question.
It could take 2 or 3 months. That is a normal thing, to be honest with you. So,
that's the great
Jonathan Ross. Unbelievable! I didn't recognize him.
Yeah, back in the day.
That's it. Yeah. Hey, you had quite a few. These are the pictures from the old studios, which I've been there a few times. Also, Jon Snow. Not the Jon Snow from the Game of Thrones, but Jon Snow from Channel 4.
Yeah, Jon Snow. Yeah, no, he was a very, of course, very knowledgeable gentleman, and we've been lucky. Sometimes it's great. I mean, the highlight has been for me was having David Attenborough in the studio. He came to record a 50th anniversary of a very famous photograph, which is called Earth Rising. And it's the first time the Earth had been seen from behind the moon, and so it looked like the Earth rising. And he was doing something for the Smithsonian, and it was very, very. It was a great piece that he had to read, and it was what had happened to the Earth in the 50 years since that photograph had been taken, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful to work with him, and just to have a chance to talk to him as well. It's sometimes amazing. It doesn't always work out, but on that occasion, we actually did get a chance to chat to David, and
fascinating.
He's a real hero to me. He is a total.
No. I met him in Coventry. He came to, when I was doing university in Coventry, he came to see us. He was very friendly with his colorful socks, as always. So very, very nice guy. But talking about television, talking about television, you've been, sometimes when they have some chats about voiceover world and the sound industry, you're going to talk, because I found you on Sky News. So that was you.
That's a very special part. Yes, that was when the Simpsons, one of the lead actors in the Simpsons, the guy who was playing. Let me think. What he was in the. famous rock and roll spoof movie. And anyway, he was going to leave The Simpsons, and they wanted it, and it was going to. They were going to have to find someone else to play his part, and they wanted an agent to talk about, how the show would continue without him. But of course, The Simpsons would have continued even if he had left. And I thought at the time it was maybe just a little bit of a ruse because they were making an incredible several £100,000 per episode. So it's at dollars rather. It was so, and then they'd had to cut back, and they wanted to. He wanted his wages back up again, so he asked me for a comment.
Yeah, I find that's very, very good. And now we're going back again. We grab your partner, and you got a beautiful family, Peter. Look at beautiful artistic family.
Very artistic. My partner, Mieko Shimizu, she's a recording artist and partner in the business. And we're currently releasing her record. She's got a record, an album out called I Bloom at the moment, and an album which is available on Street Furniture Records. And she's got a single out at the moment called Butterfly, which has been remixed by a producer called Mike Lindsay. And that's my daughter there in the middle. She is a musician as well. She's a composer. Okay. She's just 18, but she's a violinist. She's a pianist, but she is majoring in composition, and she's just used to start at the Royal College of Music. So we're a very musical family.
And also, you got a little doggy.
Well,
you can see the doggy on you.
That's Pepper. She's an institution here at our studios.
I met her.
Everybody loves Pepper.
I met her. Talk about your partner. I've got this as well. I found on your profile, Make Mondays.
Yeah,
what's it about?
It's how she's playing live every Monday. She has been for the last couple of months, and now we are actually just recording the shows. We had been doing three tracks live, including new. Cover versions of people as diverse as Radiohead and Caribou, but we're now recording those and putting them up every Monday rather than recording it live. So, but
brilliant.
She's currently promoting this album and working on a new album.
Well done. That's brilliant. Now, going back again, we jump back to the voiceover agency, but you got, I said, you got quite a few. You got Soho voiceover, Soho voices, and now if there are some young, because this video will be on YouTube forever, and some young voiceover artists, some actors, they want to do some voiceover jobs. And my friend Peter left the room. I don't know what's happened. Happened to me before, and now here we go. It's coming back. So Peter is back. Let's grab him. I don't know what's going on today with the internet, guys. I don't know, but let's grab him. Here we go, Pete. You are back with me. This is live. This is very live. Hello, Peter. You're back. I don't know what's going on today. Today is our internet is playing up.
We're here.
I was trying to say, if there are some young actors that want to be voiceover artists, you got any tips to give to these guys? What to do? They can send you a demo. They can contact you via email. They can call you. What do they do?
First of all, they need to make a reel, and it should be. It doesn't need to be you can't be all things to all people. So I think what I try to encourage people to do is try to find their métier, the thing that they do best, and focus on that. Where they think their voice is best used in documentary or in commercials, or one of them. The human voice is used everywhere. If you just need to look at the internet or to YouTube, and we were lucky to begin. Our business began mainly with the rise of YouTube about 10, 12 years ago. But for a young artist, try to find what they feel they're best at, and not try and be able to do everything. First, it's different from acting in as a voiceover artist. You're really using your own voice, and you're not becoming another character. You're kind of bringing out an essence of yourself, and so it's important to find that essence of yourself that's going to work best for you. So I always get them to create a natural commercial reel or documentary reel initially, and then if they're very good character voices, then they can later on they can build up a character reel. But initially, if you're a young actor wanting to work as voiceover, then the best thing to do is you record your reel, and then send a short message to any agents, and try just to be light and friendly, and realize that if an agent takes you on, it's a big thing, because you do generally become close friends with each of those artists, and you are with them for 5, 10 years, and so you grow with them. We have many of our artists have children. I used to think we had enough for a football team, but I think we've got enough for a football league now. And of course, the fullness of life that we lose some of our actors, and very sadly, we lost one of our actors, Jay Benedict, recently. He passed away after contracting the COVID, and incredibly sad, because he was a huge force in voiceover.
But anyway, even if they are foreign actors like myself, so that could be a plus sometimes. So don't be scared, I can say to these young foreign actors. And now you can work from everywhere. So as I said, got a microphone. So don't worry. Actually, you gave me my first big job because my Italian accent. So I think was the perfume for Versace, something like that. So you called me, you find my demo and said, please come tomorrow. And that's it. So yeah. So foreign actors, and you got plenty. You got Americans, you got Italians, you got a big variety of voiceover artists in your agency.
Well, we have,
another thing I want to add.
Go on.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. No, please go ahead.
We have one of the largest rosters of American voices in the UK, and we have over 40 languages in the international department. And like yourself, we have several Italian men, several Italian women at different ages and different styles. And of course, they're not just restricted to their to their native language. We work with them as actors quite often with an accent, working in English. So that's another thing, that if you're a foreign actor, if you're an international voice, then make sure that your English is really up to, not that you need to sound English, but just that your understanding, your pronunciation, your grammar, everything about it is ready to go. Because we have lots of work for international voices in English, but with an accent.
Accent. Yeah, not exactly. I've done also the documentary for Discovery Channel because the Costa Concordia. I remember there was a documentary about the tragedy about the boat capsizing, and I was dubbing the Italians, but in English with my Italian accent. So there's a variety of things you can do as a foreigner. But if you are British, of course, you got a big chance as well to do works. But as I said, another thing I want to say about you guys in Soho Voices, you don't follow the personality. So if the voice is correct, you call the guy. So you call me for a Versace commercial. So you didn't call Mr. I don't know, a big star. So that is the beauty of you guys. So
well, the thing about personalities is that they don't always have a good voice. They may be popular on TV, and with the rise of things like reality TV, there are a lot more personalities out there just for their personality, but then often their voice is not good. And we are all about voice and quality of voice as opposed to personality. So we tend to deal with just in great voices, and we're not too worried about people's profile as such. If they've got a good voice and a good actor, that's good enough for us.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that is fantastic for you guys. Now we are starting to fading down to the end of our chat. I've got another photo actually. This photo is quite nice actually, because when you moved from the studio you had before to this one where you are now sitting now, you had the first clients. I've got a photo of your first customer in the studio. No, this is the Dolby. Sorry, this is the Dolby. This is the Dolby certificate.
That's when we were awarded the Dolby certificate. Yeah.
Dolby, yeah. But these are the first clients you had.
Yes,
you are now.
That was in March 2017, and we presented our first clients with a bottle of champagne, and I'm very glad to see that they are still they're still with us and still very loyal to working with us, which is very, very nice to see.
Absolutely. That's brilliant. Oh, we
Thank
got
you.
Noisy. Was a great interview and digging the lockdown.
I've got a lot.
It has.
Over the lockdown period. Noisy.
Sorry, I lost you a little bit now. Okay.
Hear me? I'm still here. You got me?
Oh yeah. You're there. Yeah, I got you.
Noisy do a lot of our design. For all our websites, the design of the Voice over Soho logo, the Soho Voices logo, and our websites, as well as Little Soho Voices and Peter Morris casting. When we have to cast outside the agency, when we don't have the right sort of voices, or we might have to cast for Guinness. I had to find a lot of Japanese female rugby players who were really sort of tough. So we don't have that sort of strength and depth in our own of Japanese artists. So sometimes we have to cast more widely. So Noisy have created all of our design.
Yeah, that's the company. And now we are fading. We are going down. I have to show these photos. You and your suits and stuff like that, because you changed. You changed during the year, and you're very stylish. You're very, very stylish, Pete. So I found some very interesting suits. What's happening here?
To be fair, that was a fancy dress party. That was a fancy dress party. So yeah, that's not actually one of my suits. That was just for a party.
You put a lot of effort in that. A lot of effort.
You got sometimes you got to make a lot of effort if you're going to have some fun.
Absolutely. Even this one.
Yeah, that was another fancy dress party, and that's my partner Mieko as my cabin boy, and that's not a real moustache, but mine is.
Oh, really?
Mine is a moustache. Yeah, I was a very serious sailor there, and she's not taking it seriously at all. Yes, that's me as John Lennon and Mieko as a kind of surrogate Yoko in a video for her new album. Yeah, so again, that's us having a bit of fun. Yeah.
No, you like your dressing. But now a little bit more serious clothes. That's beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Very British.
Very British. Bowler hat.
Look at you. Look at you.
A long the long coat.
Like, yeah, absolutely. And this one is very, very nice. It's the one I used for your for the promo.
Thank you. Yes, that's the Scottish
style.
Black Watch tartan. Black Watch tartan. And that's me recently. I think that's my birthday actually at a restaurant. Yeah.
Looks like
16 years old. Yeah.
You look great, Peter. You look great.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And before I let you go, there was this photo on your profile on Facebook. Okay. Tell me the story about this one, and then I'll let you go. A cat.
It was a local store had a cat that the council didn't think it should be in the shop, and it was a cat that we used to visit regularly. We go into the shop just to visit the cat. The cat was kept there just to get rid of mice and rats and keep them away from the store. But the council, Westminster Council, in their kind of stupidity, didn't want to have a cat on the premises because they thought it was unhealthy, but it was keeping away the mice. And then it was going to be sent to a cat home, so we had to find someone to look after it. And then we found a friend of ours who adopted it, and that's Celine. She adopted the cat, and they're now living happily in Soho together. And the cat, Celine and Baloo, the cat, love each other very much. So you choose a good happy story for the end. Thank you.
I have to. Yeah. If I see a cat, I have
like a panda at the end of the news. Yeah.
No, brilliant. Pete, thank you very much. So if somebody wants to be in touch with you guys, they can send emails to you. Yeah, they can go to the website, Soho Voices.
Just go to Soho Voices. You can upload a couple of reels, and then it comes through to the team. And then we have regular meetings where we listen to voices and try and find voices of the future.
Perfect.
Just like we did with you, Max.
Exactly. And that a long time ago, actually. That's brilliant. Peter, thank you very much for your time, and I hope you have a fantastic week, and hope to see you soon. So
my pleasure, I hope to see you soon. We are actually got our first jobs back in the studio next week, but just the artist and the engineer together, separating the engineer in the booth, in the control room, and the artist in the booth. And no clients on site, so we're going to be working.
I know.
In full respect to new COVID guidance. So, but we will be getting the studio back together again. So we look forward to seeing you and our lovely artists again.
All our colleagues, exactly. Saskia Bar, very nice interview, and thank you for sharing all the great photos. It's all his job. Sweet. And even Michael says, looking forward to seeing you again, so Peter.
Thank you, Michael. I look forward to seeing you too.
Fantastic.
Thanks,
Pete,
Max.
Thank you very much. Big hugs, and hopefully see you soon.
Ciao.
Ciao, Pete. Ciao. There we go. Oh, Peter Morris from Soho Voices. Guys, thank you very much for watching. We had few issues, technical issues with broadband today. But hey, this is the beauty of the live chats. If you're watching us through Facebook, click the like button. So that makes me very, very happy. If you're watching us through YouTube, please, if you want to click the subscribe button here, so you will receive some alert from me from new chats, new live chat. And I tell you, tomorrow, guys, I've got a special guest. I've got, I don't know, what is it? It's here. It's here. I got Warren Smith. Warren is a good friend of mine. And as you know, Warren is the ski instructor guru and also a TV celebrity. He trains celebrities for TV shows and stuff like that. So we will have a nice chat. We talk about skiing. We talk about lots of different things. And I will throw at him photos through via the Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn profile. So we will have a nice friendly chat. And the week after, so next week, I will have Graham Bell, another skier, mate of a ski buddy, Warren ski buddy. Guys, so if you want to join me tomorrow, let's do it. See you at 6 p.m. on Facebook or on YouTube. Click the subscribe button. I don't know what these buttons are. Guys, have a lovely evening and see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.